The Nikko Alienator. Look at the lines on this thing. Really looks so cool. Okay, so continuing on with my vintage RC acquisition. This would be the third. This is the Nikko Alienator. The first two I did were the Traxxas Rustler and the Fortec, and those were very easy to upgrade to modern electronics, of course. But this one, I had no idea. I looked at a few YouTube videos, not exactly the same model, but similar, I suppose. And, you know, they look relatively harder to do compared to, obviously, the Rustler and the Fortec. So, hey, why not? I figure try it out. It looks really interesting. It's got this airfoil back here, big old bumper, two-wheel drive, digital proportional remote. It is crystal based. They have specific crystals back in the day. I suppose you had to make sure that when you're running with others you were running different frequencies, otherwise you'd step on each other's commands. So I ran this a little bit. It was fully functional. Everything worked. Just needed a lot of batteries. And every now and then I would get a disconnect, or it won't go by the remote for some reason, probably interference. We got all kinds of electronics around here. So, hey, why not upgrade it to newer electronics? And so, open it up. Inner one, and that's what I did. So this is that super cheap brushed ESC, my Fly Sky receiver. Both of them are very small, so they fit just fine. I had to cut this hole right here on the side so that the battery connector would come out. Previously it was out this way, but that was too small and wouldn't reach. And the other main thing was the servo. So this is the electronics that I removed. There's the ESC and receiver. There's the slot for the crystal, power switch, super long antenna cable, and this 5-wire servo. So it's really odd size compared to a regular servo. But it wasn't so odd because they're quite similar, at least in the front profile. It's in the back, whereas today's modern servo sticks out a bit more, and this one is cut out in the back. And of course it's 3-wire servo. The other thing, this drive output here is smooth. So they flattened this out right here. And they use this to drive the steering arms. Right there. So they're just wires used in the steering arm. But obviously a standard modern servo won't just fit in there. So I cut the mounting ears. So I cut the mounting ears. So now it's very similar. And very similar in width. And so it's just this back cutoff that makes it different. So that's probably the hardest part of this conversion. So what I did, I just put this in here because this back clip broke off and nothing to keep this door from opening. So in the back, I had to cut it off because the modern servo goes back here. See? So it sticks out to this other battery compartment, which I'm no longer going to be using. So if you bring that out, you'll see, there it is. Very straightforward, very easy. Now, this servo arm, whenever you buy a new servo, you get a package of adapters. And so I figure maybe something like this would work. So given the mounting dimension, that's not very close, but it would save me from having to adapt a modern servo to use this. I guess that's one way to do it. But if I could use this, then so much easier. So this is what I end up using, and I just cut off these other unused parts here to fit in there. So there you go. Makes it so much easier. All I have to do is, I could use the nickel metal hydride or NiCad batteries that it came with, but I wanted to use a more modern one. This one is a 2-cell using 4 18650 lithium-ion batteries. About 8 volts, so it's a little bit more power than it normally would get. I mounted the on and off power switch for the ESC right here, same place. This is an older servo that came from one of the older Rustlers. It's slow and noisy, but it'll do for now. And again, I can replace it with a newer version that'll be faster and more quiet. But for now, I just wanted to see how it works, and it works just fine. And because this ESC is 2S, 3S capable, I can put a 3S battery in there as well. I just got to find one that fits the area. So there you have it. Easy peasy. So, what do you think? Looks good. Easy to do, conversion-wise. And it's a pretty cool toy.